Alrighty then. Hello, everybody. I know Toys is with me already. We're just, of course, gonna wait for a few minutes for more people to show up. Um, oh, there's Woody. Hey, Woody. Buenas noches. Good evening, there, Woody. Yep. Another quick little note, guys. Today's my birthday, so I turned 46 today. So what I did today, as part of my celebration, I went out to one of my local favorite places to grab a bite to eat, my Tokyo teriyaki and sushi. Morning, Woody from ATC. Yeah. So I pretty much went out. Had kind of happy beat it. Thank you, Toys. Um, yeah. On this date, 46 years ago, I came into the world, and of course, so did Rhino, of course, the professional wrestler Rhino, Terry Gurin. Um, Happy birthday to him as well. Um, yeah, so as I said, we're just gonna wait a few minutes, see if we can see if some more people show up. As always, guys, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Help me out with that. Help get more people in here, more friendly people, of course. Um, that would really be nice. Um, So how did your days go today, guys? Did you guys do anything? I know toys you're working, of course. You guys do anything exciting or anything like that today? And looks like we have a fourth person. Hello, fourth person. We're just kind of hanging out a little bit to got Friday off. Um, I dragged away the deer carcass. Okay, so you got that out of your hair, huh, there, Woody? That's well, at least you don't have to worry about it like stinking and rotting up your yard there. Um, yeah. Hey, toys. I know I didn't ask this too much, but how is Lazarus doing? How's he coping with not being able to walk much right now? I hope you're at least got a nice sort of antlers um, out of it. Hmm. He got an appointment for an MRI on his foot. His doctor thinks he might have tore something as well. Yeah, yeah, that's kind of tough for a kid because his musculature is still developing at this point. So while hopefully everything will be all right for him. Um, yeah, so hopefully there's no permanent damage, with it as well. Yeah, he's not happy about it, but he's coping. Well, that's good to hear. Hopefully this will be a lesson in a couple of things. In one, scooter safety for one thing, and also that sometimes maybe you should listen to your parents when they tell you not to do something because stuff like this can happen. Hopefully he'll ultimately end up being wiser for it in the end. All right. Well, we're at the 6 minute mark here. Looks like we're back up to 4 people. Hey, Bat Goat. How you doing, man? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, bro daddies? All right. So we're up to 4 people now. As always, guys, of course, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. If you guys can help me out with that, that'd be appreciated. If you haven't already. So let's go. So here's what here's what's on tap for tonight. I have 8 articles. Um, 2 from Bounding into Comics, the other 6 from CBR. Only one comics related article tonight. We'll start off with that one, and then the rest are all anime related. So, um, so um, that's basically what's on tap for tonight. So let's see what you guys are saying here. Then we'll probably get started here. Hey, Bat Bud, how are you doing? From Action Toys channel. Chicken salad, Bat Goat. Did you get venison sausage out of that deal? Yeah, and just as a reminder, guys, of course, today's my birthday, so happy birthday to me and professional wrestler Rhino, aka Terry Gurn. Um, so, so as let's go ahead and it's weird. I'm used to being called Daddy. Happy birthday, my thanks, Backout. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on these articles. Then, as I said, we got 8 of them tonight. 1 comics related, the other 7 anime related, 2 from Bounding into Comics, and then the other 6 from CBR. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Let's see what they have to say. Alrighty then. So here's the first article we're going to look at, the Lone Comics article tonight. Marvel Comics announces new bestest ever female Ghost Rider series. Oh boy, that's the new bestest ever, huh? Ever. Uh, article was written by John F. Trent, published earlier today. Marvel Comics announced a new female Ghost Rider series, Ghost Rider Kushala, for their webtoon alternative, Marvel Unlimited. The series is written by Taboo and B. Earl, with artwork by Guillermo Sana, Vanessa Del Rey, and Jordi Belair. The series will contain 8 installments and release every Thursday on Marvel Unlimited app. In a blog post announcing the series, editorial content manager for Marvel Unlimited, Robin Belt, described this relatively recent addition to Marvel Comics, who first appeared in Doctor Strange and the Sorceress Supreme #1 back in 2016. Belt writes, she's the Sorcerer Supreme of the 1800s and a Ghost Rider turned Spirit Rider. The only one who's managed to tame her spirit of vengeance. Yeah, when cool show. Here's the from Ghostwriter Kushala. Preview pages of the comic state quote, when Kushala's Apache tribespeople were slaughtered in the 1800s, she prayed to Creator for revenge, and instead she got a demon, a spirit of revenge. Do 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 do. It adds, quote, but she just but she isn't just a ghost writer. Back in her day, she was Doctor Strange level of awesome and became Sorcerer Supreme, unquote. A footnote adds, quote, actually a spirit writer. See Spirits of Vengeance, Spirit Writer number 1, SB, unquote. Look at that right there. On top of that, the official Marvel Entertainment account on Twitter claims, quote, she's like no ghostwriter you've ever seen, a sorcerer supreme, a spirit of vengeance, and the savior of Johnny Blaze's soul, unquote. So it almost sounds like she's a combination of Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange, almost. What they're seeming to allude to would seem kind of combining the powers of Ghost Rider and um and Doctor Strange. Get ready for Kushala's Infinity Comics series with this special bonus release on at Marvel Unlimited. In an interview accompanying the comics announcement, writer Taboo explains that Kuchala's weakness is too much power. Really? That's interesting. He states, quote, Kuchala's spirit of vengeance is a cosmic trauma that wholly possesses her. This sounds a lot like Spectre. This aspect sounds a lot like DC's Spectre character. Uh, with this vengeance, Kushala is able to quote ride the spirits unquote or the consciousness of any sentient being through all space and time, while harnessing the vengeance's great metaphysical abilities using her sorcery. Unquote. I mean, they're even using one of the alternate names that they use for the Spectre, the Vengeance. Well, granted, this is probably slightly different, but still, taking some elements from the Spectre as well. Quote, but as we discover, her weakness is that so much power can become uncontrollable, especially when it's hers alone to wield, unquote, he adds. Earl would also detail the series is about identity, he explains. Quote, being parents, family legacy, and sharing in the discovery of our own respective cultural heritages means everything to us. Ghost Rider and Werewolf by Night are about identity as well as realizing that the future and past are directly woven into the present. He adds, quote, ignoring where we come from will blind us where we are going, unquote. Well, that sounds like a good message in theory, at least. Depends on where they go with it, though. Taboo would provide further insights on what the story is actually about. Quote, in Ghost Rider, we explore this multi generational connection with Olivia and Kushala as they travel together through time and space, discovering their connection to the cosmic tapestry and Doctor Doom's nefarious plans to take over the multiverse's collective mind. Unquote. Olivia is an ancestor of Kushala, who also becomes a ghostwriter. Earl explains who she is. Quote, Olivia is a distant relative of Kushala who is obsessed with learning as much as she can about her family lineage. Olivia works for Threats and Menaces, writing for their supernatural column. He continues, quote, she believes that her family story would break the internet if only she could solve the mysteries surrounding it, unquote. Do you plan on checking out this new female Ghost Rider series? Well, probably not because I don't have the money to, but anyway, let's see what you guys are saying at this point about all this. See how the All right, so let's see what you guys are saying. They still make and female types right side saddle. Asking for a friend. Cars in the shop right now. It's going 90. Right. New Corolla. Have you? Well, I've never driven because I can't get a license, but Frog McFroggy, huh? I'll be back. And back. How's the foot, kiddo? Yeah. Hmm. Kids are. Hey, laser. Oh, Kid Lazarus. Okay. Hey, Lazarus. Thanks for hopping in there. And of course, as always, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Um, that does help with the algorithm. So, anyway, so with that, let's continue on. Let's get to the next story here. The first of the anime. As we said, we only had one. Only had the one comic story. So everything, the rest of the stories will be anime related for the rest of the night here. Let's get to this next one. Let's see. Gintama, the very final, arrives in North American theaters in November. Article by John F. Trent, published earlier today. Fathom Events and 11 Arts announced that the third and final film of the Gintama franchise, Gintama, the very final, will arrive in North America this November. As you guys now, as some of you who are more into anime probably know, Gintama is kind of a popular anime. It's and out there. I know it's been shown probably up more in Canada than anywhere else. So as I understand it. So, the film is directed by Shizuru Miyawaki and stars the voice talents of Tomokazu Sugita as Gintoki Sakata, Rie Kugimiya as Kagura, and Daisuke Sakaguchi as Shinpachi Shimura. The third and final film, quote, adapts some of the final moments of the original manga with new elements specifically crafted for the film, unquote, claims a press release. The official description for the film states, as Earth faces its darkest days, the members of the odd jobs must come together to save it from an otherworldly menace. Um, while old allies Gintoki, Takasugi, and Katsura strive their hardest for their own ideals, standing in their way is someone with whom they share a sad history, Utsuro, an alternate personality of their former teacher and mentor, Shoyu. The description continues, quote, having been spawned by Altana, the energy that fuels all the planets, this immortal fiend has regenerated multiple times until finally becoming Utsuro, the ultimate enemy, and he intends to take down the entire world in order to end his own life. Kind of a murder-suicide thing going there, huh? Or a genocide-suicide thing. Gintoki and the others must now set out to fulfill the wishes of their teacher, Shoyo, um, and thwart Utsuru's plans. It includes, quote, as Utsuru's power grows and Takasugi battles for his very life, Shinpachi Kagura, the Shinsengumi members of the Kabuki district, and even former enemies will join their fight. There's some artwork from there. Atom Events VP of Programming, Strategy, and Business Affairs, Darren Miller says, quote, Gintama, the very final, had a very successful debut during theatrical run in Japan, besting Demon Slayer, Mugen Train, for the number one spot opening weekend. He added, quote, we're pleased to again partner with 11 Arts to bring two unforgettable nights of this incredible title to fans nationwide, unquote. The film arrives in North American theaters on Sunday, November 21st at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. The 3 p.m. showing is dubbed in English, while the 7 p.m. showing features English subtitles. It will also be in theaters on Monday, November 22nd at 7 p.m. This showing will be subtitled English. All right, so all of these showings will feature, quote, exclusive animated bonus content featuring Sorachi, unquote. Tickets are currently on sale at Fathom Events website. Gintama was originally a manga created by Hideaki Sorachi and published in Shonen Jump beginning in December 2003. The manga has been collected and published in 23 volumes by Viz Media. The first volume was published in 2007. Do you plan on checking out Gintama the Final? Anyways, so there we go with that one. And I'll get down to the first story. This is going to be the first story we're going to look at on this one. Let me see. Hey, Dad, Bison. Boo. Nothing I like it. I gotta go. Level out, sister-in-law wanted to try drinking with me. Level. Oh, that sounds funny. All right. Well, anyways, I'll be right. I gotta step away from the computer, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back now. See, we're coming up on an hour and a half here, so look like we're making good time thus far. I would say. Huh. Here we go. We're gonna go with this next article now. Les Les Portraits de Petite Cosette is a must-watch Halloween anime. Les Portraits, Les Portraits de Petite Cosette is a creepy gothic horror anime that is perfect for Halloween. I think I've seen this one before too. It's pretty interesting. Um, by Jonathan Greenall, published 13 hours ago. Man, look at that. You got a little bondage thing going there with the girl caught up in, all tied up in chains right there. Halloween season is a perfect time to scare yourself silly. And anime history is packed full of series that will make you sleep with the lights on days after they end. Les Portraits de Petite Cosette is criminally overlooked despite being one of the best and most unique horror anime ever created, making it the perfect choice for this Halloween season. First released in 2004, Les Portraits de Petite Cosette brings together many big names from the anime industry. This includes award-winning director Akiyuki Shinbo, the visionary behind March Comes In Like a Lion and Tsukiyomi Moon Phase. It was written by Mayuri Sekijima, who also worked on the video game OVA and Saber Marionette. It also features music by legendary musician and composer Yuki Kaijura. Les Portraits de Petite Cosette also features character designs by Hirofumi Suzuki, who also worked on the last Naruto the movie. The series was produced by Aniplex and Dom handled the animation. This 3-episode OVA follows art student Eiri Kurahashi. Eiri gets a job working in an antique store, and at first everything seems normal. However, this suddenly changes when he sees a beautiful, almost doll like girl in an old Venetian glass that his uncle brought back from France. However, this girl is not an image. She seems to be living her life within the reflection, almost as if Eri is peering into another world. Eri quickly falls head over heels in love with this girl and spends hours sketching her and watching her live her life. Whoa! It's kind of interesting. One night, while closing up the shop, Eri hears a voice telling him not to go. At first, he's confused, but Eri soon realizes that the sound is coming from the glass. Eri investigates and finds that he can now communicate with the strange girl. The girl reveals that she is Cosette d'Auvergne and that she and the rest of her family were murdered by the artist Marcello Orlando in the 18th century. Cosette also says that her soul is trapped in the glass until a man willingly takes the punishment her killer deserved, the so-called Pact of Blood. Oh yeah, like anybody is really going to willingly do that. They'd have to be madly in love with her to do something like that. What follows is a harrowing tale as Cosette manipulates Eri using his infatuation against him, all while Eri's friends and loved ones try to free him from Cosette's dark influence, as her manipulations start to affect his regular life and relationships. Whoa. That's kind of creepy. Uh, The series is a gripping roller coaster, effortlessly fusing psychological and gothic horror into one chilling package. The film's message about how our emotions can be used against us and become our undoing, and how obsessions can quickly become dangerous, will stick with you long after you finish the series. The message also gives this twisted ghost story a grounded center that only feels more relevant in this age of social media. Wow. However, the standout part of Le Portrait de Petit Cosette is the animation. The series fuses the surreal and the real to fantastic effect, moving from Aries' mundane world to Cosette's time locked gothic life to strange and surreal spaces that perfectly show the twisted nature of Cosette's existence and Aries' slowly collapsing and emotional state. Slowly collapsing emotional state. Yeah, it's stuff like this where guys end up being MGTOWs, right? uh, these surreal spaces are often terrifying in their own right, presenting a twisting and unfamiliar version of reality, but that veers heavily into the uncanny and plays. Okay, I hadn't actually seen this before, but I've thought about it, watching it before. But, anyways, and plays on our natural fear of the unknown. These parts are often compared to the labyrinths from Puella Magi Madoka Magica, which makes sense as many of the staff who worked on Les Portraits de Petit Cosette later worked on Madoka. Les Portraits de Petit Cosette also has a fantastic soundtrack written and performed by legendary composer Yuki Kajiura. It is at once beautiful, ethereal, and really creepy, perfectly capturing and enhancing the mood set by the animation. Yeah, if Yuki Kajiura is who I think she is, I think it's the same girl who's probably done some work like on the done a lot of the music work for like the Dot Hack series, some other stuff in B Train, you know, um, like Mad Lax Noir, um, El Cazador de la Bruja. So many argue that Le Portrait de Petit Cosette is Kajiura's finest work, and it's hard to disagree as the soundtrack shows her stunning range as a composer. Le Portrait de Petit Cosette is a perfect anime for Halloween. Its dark, gothic tale is remarkably haunting and unique. This, paired with its brilliant animation and design, makes for a memorable series that is quite unlike any other horror anime. Thankfully, the series did receive an English dub. You can buy the complete series on DVD, making it easier than ever to enjoy this horrifically overlooked classic anime. So there we go with that one. See what you guys might be saying here. We're at 39 minutes here, so let's. Action reporting. I'm here on the scene where an elderly man has been seen driving new technology, and all he could say was, I remember back in my day, windshield wipers the new fad. Quote from Bad Goat. Oh god. How about what's the punishment? My guess it's something very horrific. um, I thought I'd seen this one before, but I actually hadn't. So there's another anime out there that has a very similar sounding name. That's what I probably watched. Anyways, moving on to the next. Oh, here we go. Here's the next article we're going to look at. Classic Ronin Warriors anime gets Blu-ray release. Sunrise's cult classic anime Ronin Warriors, also known as Legendary Armor Samurai Troopers, is getting an HD high definition re-release on Blu-ray. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 10 hours ago. The colorful samurai of Ronin Warriors are coming to Blu-ray. Discotech Media announced the new 1080p Blu-ray release of the classic action anime on the company's official Facebook page. The new release of the series will include all 39 episodes of the original TV series, available with both the original Japanese audio tracks with subtitles and the show's English dub. And as I recall, Ronin Warriors was dubbed up in Canada. I think Ocean Studios is the one who did the dub, but this is kind of even before like some of the regulars, like the late Kirby Morrow and Sam Vincent were involved. It was some of the guys were like Jason Gray Stafford, I think, was one of the guys who was involved in that particular dub. So the Blu-ray will also feature 11 OVA original video animation episodes, as well as a collection of opening and ending sequences, TV promos, trailers, and a featurette that shows how the new Blu-ray release's full HD video compares series' previous DVD releases. Here's the packaging for the Blu-ray release, I guess. Ronin Warriors originally premiered in Japan under the title Legendary Armor Samurai Troopers. The series was produced by animation studio Sunrise, which is best known for its work on the Gundam franchise, but has also worked on other acclaimed anime series such as Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop. Mhm. And I believe also Sunrise may have been involved as well with Big O as well. A localized version of the series for North American audiences was produced by Graz Entertainment and was distributed by CNR, a Montreal-based company specializing in children's entertainment. This version of the show was syndicated on numerous cable channels in the United States throughout the mid and late 90s, most notably on Sci Fi Channel in 1995, and as part of Cartoon Network's Tsunami Block in 1999. While some channels in North America aired episodes of the heavily serialized show Out of Order, the series nonetheless built up a dedicated cult following. The series focuses on the titular team of Ronin warriors, a group of color-coded samurai who can wear mystically powered armor that grants each of them control over one of nature's primary elements. With the aid of the teacher Mia Koji and a mysterious monk known only as the Ancient One, the five young Ronin must learn to work together and master the abilities granted to them by their armor to defeat the Empire of Doom and their leader Argo. The Dark Emperor is supported by his four warlords, who are also equipped with magical armor sets and weapons of their own. Discotek Media is an anime distributor that specializes in releasing classic and out of print titles. The company also recently announced that it is bringing the classic GoBots anime to the West. And earlier this year, the company also announced new re releases of several hard to find classic anime titles, such as including Project Echo and collected box set of the anime adaptations of SNK's Fatal Fury fighting game series. The new Blu-ray set is currently available for pre-order and will be released on December 28th. Oh, there we go with that one. So we're on time and see what. Where is everyone? Yeah, it does seem like a lot of people took off. Huh. Batgoat, Woody, you guys still here? I'm back, says Woody. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on up to see. All right, so here's the next story we're going to look at. New Dragon Ball Super superhero trailer. Details revealed at New York Comic Con. The first completed clips from Dragon Ball Super Superhero were shown at New York Comic Con, along with new details and images from upcoming movies. Article by Michael Lacerna, published 10 hours ago. First clips of the completed scenes from the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie were shown at New York Comic Con. A new clip showcases the 21st Dragon Ball movie's new CG art style, which attempts to blend 3D computer generated animation with the personality of Akira Toriyama's iconic visual style. The clip shows off several of the new characters, including two characters in superhero esque costumes named Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 that Goku, Vegeta, and crew will meet up with and presumably fight in the new film. Several of the new characters are apparently associated with Red Ribbon Army, organization that Goku faced off with in the earlier parts of Dragon Ball manga. So, I guess the resurrection of the of the Red Ribbon Army to wreak havoc on the Earth on the Earth again. Piccolo and an older Pan were also briefly shown in the clip, along with the promise of both characters would play a major role in the movie's plot. The producers also revealed that Pan has received martial arts training from Piccolo, who also trained her father, Gohan. It was also confirmed that Superhero takes place several years after the previous movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Hence explaining why Pan is older. The producers also revealed new character designs for several returning characters, including a new outfit and haircut for Bulma. The producers also revealed a new, older design for the Namekian child Dende, who is now grown up. The new redesigns were created by Toriyama himself. A final release date for the movie was not revealed, but the movie's producers confirmed the film is still on track for a 2022 release in Japan. They also said that they are also working to ensure that the movie makes its international debut as soon as possible following the movie's Japanese premiere. Okay. In the in the then I guess in the then 37 years since its original 1984 debut in Weekly Shonen Jump, Dragon Ball has managed to stay one of the most popular anime and manga franchises in the world. Akira Toriyama's martial arts epic is one of the top 3 best-selling manga of all time, with over 250 million copies circulation worldwide. The series is often cited as one of the most influential shonen manga um, ever published, and its various anime adaptations are credited playing a key role in expanding anime's mainstream popularity outside of Japan. The franchise continues with the ongoing Dragon Ball Super manga, which is supervised by Toriyama, featured art by the self-taught illustrator Toyo Taro. Oh, there we go with that one. And let's see now. All right. So let's see. Alrighty then. So let's now see what's so. Here's a burning question everybody's been wondering: Cowboy Bebop. Why isn't Ed in the Netflix series? Ed is a fan favorite character from from the Cowboy Bebop anime, but is notably absent from the Netflix adaptation. Article by Diane Darcy, published 5 hours ago. Edward Wong Ha Pepelu Tversky IV, also known as Radical Edward, is a fan favorite character from the Cowboy Bebop anime, and it's not hard to see why. Ed is the Ed is the non-binary teenaged member of the Bebop crew with a quirky, hyperactive personality in an anime that is heavily influenced by neo-noir storytelling. Ed is the character that often lightens the mood of the show. While Ed certainly stands out from the rest of the main cast, she also more than just standard comic relief. Within the anime canon, Ed is a genius computer hacker who's invaluable to the Bebop crew. She can hack into just about um, every computer system and secure server the crew needs access to um, for the cases they work on. Ed's computer skills often put her crew ahead of other bounty hunters on cases involving more dangerous criminals. She even occasionally offers emotional support to the adult characters in unexpected ways. Given how important Ed is to the Bebop crew, it's odd that she was out of Netflix's live action adaptation trailer. While showrunner Andre Nemec has promised Ed will appear in some capacity, it's also highly unlikely that she'll have a prominent role. There may be several reasons for this, starting with the fact that the Netflix show is rated TVMA, which I think they're saying there that because of that, having Ed, who is presumably a child, potentially in mature situations, would probably not go over well with people. Apart from what's already been teased in the opening sequence and what already been revealed in interviews with cast and crew, not much is known about the new show's premise or story. Netflix, however, revealed on their streaming service that the show is rated TVMA for language, nudity, gore, and smoking. Netflix further defines the TVMA rating as for mature audiences. May not be suitable for ages 17 and under. It's kind of funny because they're making a live action anime adaptation, and if anything, most anime is made for anyone in the age range of like, you know, 15 to 25, maybe even as young as 13 to 25. So to actually do a live action adaptation of it that excludes a huge chunk of the original demographic is kind of silly. While the original Cowboy Bebop anime also features mature content, their depiction is subtle enough to warrant a TV-14 rating. The fact the Netflix show is going the extra mile with a TVMA rating suggests that adult content will be more prominent than it was in the original anime, which just goes to wonder, who are they targeting? Because the original anime targeted again a younger crowd. You know, maybe not little kids, as they said, 14 and up, but still. But the live action adaptation seems to be targeting an older crowd. This may actually tie into the other reasons Ed was excluded from the main cast. One potential reason for Ed's absence is the fact that she's the least tragic character in Cowboy Bebop and is actually the only character who gets a happy ending. Unlike Spike Spiegel, Faye Valentine, and Jet Black, Ed has never had a brush in with death. In Spike's case, he consistently faced death due to his past ties to organized crime. Despite having left the Red Dragon crime syndicate in pursuit of a better life, his past frequently catches up with him, often resulting in fatal fights with his former comrade, Vicious. Um, these fights even resulted in the deaths of people who were close to Spike. Faye's brush with death came in the form of a space shuttle accident that killed her entire family and left her with severe injuries. Since the technology did not exist to save her life at the time, she was put into cryogenic sleep, where she was revived 54 years later. She was immediately scammed by the people who were supposed to look out for her. In Jet's case, he's a former ISSP police officer who was betrayed by his partner, who was on the mafia payroll. His brush with death resulted in the loss of his left arm. The individual storylines for Spike, Faye, and Jet easily fit the TVMA tone the show is going for. This may actually be the other reason Ed was excluded from the main cast. The showrunners were unable to reimagine Ed to fit the new show and still stay true to the core of the character. Compared to the adult characters, Ed's individual storyline does not thrive on tragedy. So that's what the way they're explaining. Well, again, it sounds like this whole series. I know Yellow Flash has talked about this too. This whole series sounds like it's going in a completely other direction than Bebop originally was involved in. I mean, obviously they probably didn't take much of what the creator had to say into account. At best, Ed was separated from her father at some point and wandered into an orphanage for food prior to joining the Bebop. But that's the extent of her tragic circumstances. Given that Ed's storyline is not likely to add to the overarching storyline for the Netflix series, it makes sense she would most likely appear as a one-off character who or whenever her computer hacking skills are needed. Yeah, so basically yeah. Yeah, it does sound like they're just taking Bebop in a whole different direction than it was originally taken. All right, so let's see now. Huh. Leto's here. Hey, Leto. How you doing, man? Let's see now. Happy birthday, Mike. Well, thank you, Leto. Hey, Toys, Woody, Dad Bat Goat. How goes it? I'm heading to work. Sorry, I won't be talking about. That's okay. Focus on your driving. Listen in as much as you can. Thank you for being here. Hey, Leto. Hey, Leto. Drive on. All right. So we just got through with the people. So we're down to the last two stories here. We're just past the hour mark, so it looks like we are making good time then. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the next article. Shenmue, the animation revealed by series creator Yu Suzuki. Crunchyroll and Adult Swim revealed the first look at the anime adaptation of Yu Suzuki and Sega's cult classic video game series, Shenmue. Article by Michael Cerna, published 4 hours ago. Yeah, and I've seen that this has been hyped for the last couple of years here is potentially coming to Toonami and Adult Swim. Rio Hazuki's quest for revenge will take on a new form in the newly revealed Shenmue the animation, an anime adaptation of Senga's console-spanning cult classic video game series. The first trailer and art from the new series was revealed during a virtual panel at this year's New York Comic Con. The new story will be directed by Chikara Sakurai, who previously worked on One Punch Man, the Naruto Shippuden movies, and Sailor Moon Super S the movie. Like the recently released Fena Pirate Princess and the upcoming Blade Runner Black Lotus, the new series being developed as a collaboration between Adult Swim and anime streaming company Crunchyroll. Additional details about the show, including its voice cast and its release date, were not announced at the event, but the first image of the series was shown, which depicts Ryo Hazuki fighting the man who killed his father, Lon D. Yeah, as I said, this series has been being promoted for like the last couple of years here as coming to Toonami. So um, initially, I think it was initially going to be in 2020, but then they pushed it back to 2021. Now it's supposedly going to be coming in 2022, sometime 2022. So keep pushing back, probably due to um, production slowdowns due to the pandemic. So let's see. The series was previously announced in 2020, but the panel featured the first look at the show, which will retell the events of the video games. Shenmue was originally released for the Sega Dreamcast in Japan in 1999. The game was directed by Yu Suzuki, the creator of the arcade hits such as Hang On, Outrun, and Virtua Fighter. And I know Virtua Fighter was actually made into an anime as well. I know the dub was done in Carolina with that crew. Um, so, who was widely regarded as one of Sega's top game designers at the time. An action adventure game with a at the time unprecedented level of detail and interactivity. Shenmue um, was reportedly the most expensive video game ever developed at the time of its release, with some sources claiming that the game cost Sega over 70 million US dollars to produce. That's quite a price tag there. While the game sold over 1 million copies, it wasn't enough to recoup its development costs or save Sega's Dreamcast console, which was discontinued due to Sega's increasing debts and renewed competition from Sony, Nintendo, and then newcomer Microsoft. Despite that, the series did receive two sequels. Shenmue 2 was released in 2001 and was one of Sega's last Dreamcast games, and also one of the company's first Xbox games. The third chapter of the series was announced in 2015, with its development being crowdfunded through Kickstarter. The game was finally released in 2019, and despite poor sales and mixed reception, Yu Suzuki says he still has plans to produce a fourth entry in the series. The trailer for the new anime suggests the show will primarily adapt the events of the first game. A final release date of the series has not been announced, but it is expected to premiere sometime in 2022. Yes, Shenmue the animation here and the next and Blade Runner Black Lotus, which I'm going to read an article about next here, um, have both been on the shelf for as setting to premiere on Adult Swim and Toonami at some point in the near future. So All right, so let's see now. So we're at hour and 10 minutes. So we got this was the last story that we are going to do. Depending upon what else there is, I might add a story or two. Considering where we're at on time here. All right, Blade Runner Black Lotus reveals new trailer, art, and premiere date. A new trailer for Blade Runner Black Lotus was revealed um, at New York Comic Con today, alongside new art and a final premiere date for the series. Article by Michael Cerna, published 4 hours ago. Excuse me a moment, guys. I'm gonna just step away from the computer here for a moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead and get to this article here. Blade Runner, Black Lotus. Okay, so yeah, we saw that. So get to the article then. Blade Runner, Black Lotus will make its premiere on November 13th with a broadcast of 2 back-to-back episodes. The final premiere date for the Crunchyroll Adult Swim original series was revealed during a panel and virtual screening for the show held at this year's New York Comic Con. A new trailer and piece of art were also revealed for the CG anime, computer graphics anime. The new series is set in between the events of the original Blade Runner movie and its sequel, Blade Runner 2040, and tells the story of a young woman who awakens in Los Angeles with no memories of her past or who she is. Gifted with deadly combat skills, the young woman must follow the only 2 clues she has: a locked data device and a tattoo of a black lotus, to find out who she is and figure out why so many people are after her. Is right there. The new series being directed by legendary team of Shinji Aramaki and Kenji Kamiyama. Aramaki is a renowned designer who began his career by helping to design the original Transformers and also worked on classic anime such as Genesis Climber Mos Peada, which was one of the 3 shows that was later re-edited and rewritten to form the final arc of the Robotech series. Kamiyama is also an animation industry veteran who got his start as a background painter on the original DuckTales animated series before moving on to classic anime such as Patlabor and Rojin Z. The two are best known for also working together on the acclaimed Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. Kamiyama discusses his goals for the series at this year's virtual Crunchyroll Expo, which was held in August. Quote, "You want to create something that is recognizably similar, but that also sets the trap of superficially recreating recreating the feeling of the film, which can undercut the amount of impact a new project can have on the audience, unquote. Kamiyama said, adding, quote, so you have to figure out how to keep the same atmosphere but tell a new story that will still be enjoyable and contain surprises. You want to go beyond what's been done in some way. Black Lotus CG animation was produced at Sola Digital Arts, an animation studio that specializes in computer graphics that previously worked on Ghost in the Shell 2045 and the CG cutscenes seen in the video game Tekken 7. Shinichiro Watanabe, the director of the acclaimed anime series such as Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, served as the new show's producer. Oh, there we go. So that was at least the last of the main articles I was going to do. Let me just see some things here, see if there's anything that. Oh, so it looks like they have a Demon Slayer trailer here too. Let's see, where are we at on time here? Hour and 17. I guess we have enough time. We can probably hit that last article there. Excuse me a moment, guys. I'm gonna go check see what's going on out there. My nephew's yelling out quite a bit. I get maybe it's probably due to the fact it might be a baseball game going on or something like that. But I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My nephew's watching the Rams Seahawks game, so that's why. So hopefully people didn't disappear on me here. It shows here I've only got one person viewing. Well, you guys didn't take off on me. Anyways, we're gonna hit this last article. I think we got enough time to get this last article in, and then we'll I start to wrap up. We're already coming up on. It looked like we're an hour 20, so we have just enough time to get this last article in. Alrighty then. Demon Slayer Season 2 trailer showcases new content from each arc. The latest trailer for Demon Slayer's second season shows off more new material from both the Entertainment District and Mugen Train arcs. Article by Michael Asuna, published 2 hours ago. A new trailer for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba's upcoming second season shows off more new content from more than previous trailers. The new trailer briefly recaps the events of all of season one's arcs and the Mugen Train movie before showing off some new clips from both the Entertainment District arc and the all-new episode that will kick off the TV series version of the Mugen Train arc. A better look is given at Daki, the female demon that will serve as one of the primary antagonists of the second season. The trailer also features a new clip of the Flame Hashira Rengoku before he sets off to handle the situation aboard the Mugen train. Before he leaves, he has a short conversation with the insect Hashira Shinobu, who warns him about the high-ranking members of the 12 Kizuki and urges him to be careful on his mission. Oh, look at that. If the retrospective at the beginning of the trailer reminded of that you need to catch up on season 1 of the series or need to rewatch it to refresh your memory for diving into season 2, Funimation has you covered. The company recently added more of Demon Slayer's recap specials to its streaming service. The recap specials edit each of the season 1 story arcs down into hour and a half and then 2-hour movies, which provide a convenient way for fans to quickly catch up the show's major events. Demon Slayer Season 2 begins on October 10th with the previously mentioned all-new first episode of the Mugen Train arc. The episode will show how the Flame Hashira made his way onto the titular train, while the rest of the arc will be 6 episodes mostly made of footage from the movie, but will feature 70 new clips throughout. Following that arc's conclusion, the Entertainment District arc will begin on December 5th with a special hour-long episode. The Entertainment District arc is one of the most highly regarded story arcs from the original Demon Slayer manga. It tells the story of the Sound Hashira, Tengen Uzui, investigating a series of mysterious disappearances that may be demon related. Demon Slayer was created by Koyoharu Gotoge and was first published in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2016. The series focuses on Tanjiro Kamado, a kind but timid young man who decides to become a demon slayer after most of his family is killed by a wandering demon, and his sole surviving sister is cursed to gradually transform into one of the monsters herself. The manga has over 150 million copies in circulation worldwide, and the newest series to enter the list of the top 10 best-selling manga series of all time. Okay, so there we go. There we go. So that is the extent. That is all the main stories we have for tonight. Okay, let's see. Woody. Let's see. Hit that last article, Mike. Yeah, that's what I did, Woody. So we're now at hour 25. I guess it's probably is a good time to start wrapping things up a bit. Demon Slayer sounds good. Yeah, it is a pretty good series. I've been watching it when it's been on Adult Swim and Toonami, so it's a pretty good series. All right, so are you guys ready for this day in Nietzsche history? Back up to 5 people viewing. Yay, 5 people. Oh boy. Yeah, Nietzsche it up. Nietzsche it. All right, so without any further ado, let me see here. Let me just on myself of a thing there. Okay. 1998, 1996, 1971, and then 2006. All right. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started on this day in Nietzsche history. So first off, we're going to head back to 1971, as on this date in 1971, as soon as I pull it up here, Walt Disney would premiere on this date in 1971, 50 years ago today, the Walt Disney film Bedknobs and Broomsticks would make its world premiere over in the UK. So 50 years ago today, the musical fantasy film from Walt Disney Productions, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, would have its world premiere on this date back in 1971. So there's that one. Then, as we move forward in time, on this date in 1996, WCW would host its Monday Nitro event from the Savannah Civic Center in Savannah, Georgia. The scheduled main event for the night was supposed to be Ric Flair versus Randy Savage for the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship. But the NWO made sure that didn't happen by attacking Ric Flair backstage and Randy Savage in the ring. Among some of the other matches on the night included Rick Steiner defeating Chris Benoit, Jeff Jarrett defeating Hugh Morris, Arn Anderson beating the Renegade, the Faces of Fear defeating High Voltage, and of course the opening match of the night, the WCW World Tag Team Champions Harlem Heat defeated Public Enemy in a non-title match. So on this date, 25 years ago today, WCW held Monday Nitro from the Savannah Civic Center. Anyway, so now moving on to the next next piece of Nietzsche history here. On this date in 1998, which was 23 years ago today, the 5th and final issue of 300 from Dark Horse Comics went on sale on this date in 1998. It was $3.95 for 48 pages. It was written and drawn by Frank Miller with coloring done by Lynn Farley. Frank Miller, of course, is the guy who had some legendary Batman stories as well. Some very dark. So on this date in 1998, the fifth and final issue of 300 for Dark Horse Comics went on sale on this date. Let's see. Great card. Too bad. Flirting. Sounds like a great card. Too bad flirting actually Russell Savage. Okay, that doesn't seem to make much sense there. Flirting Flair. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what you meant there. Didn't seem to make much sense. And now the final piece of niche history we're going to look at. On this date, 15 years ago today, in 2006, the following anime would premiere on this date in 2006. Bone Studios, Gone Slayer's Ayashi, Studio Dean's Hell Girl, Two Mirrors. TMS Entertainment had a couple of premieres, Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple and Pururuni Suzuki-chin. Kenichi's a pretty good one. It's pretty good fighting anime. Mega Man Star Force from Zebek and Reborn from Artland. So those six, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 anime all premiered on this date back in 2006. So there we go. That's all for niche history. I thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. Appreciate all the likes and shares. Helps with the algorithm. Helps get more people in here. And don't forget, tomorrow night is our historical comics retrospect. We're going to be starting our look at comics that went on sale in June of 1938. Backcode, if you're still in here, I'll send you the StreamYard link sometime during the day. I thank you guys for being here. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.